Do you know what the number one reason is that people don't get anything done? It's simple. They make excuses. We all have dreams, we all have goals. But when it comes to actually executing them, we find ourselves making excuse after excuse as to why we can't do something. We tell ourselves, I'm too busy. I don't have enough money. I don't know anyone who can help me. Well, guess what? None of those are true. You always have time. You always have enough money. And if you don't know anybody that can help you, then go and learn how to do it yourself. There's nothing stopping you. This week, we're talking about excuses because they are the killer of all progress. The fact that you're sitting there watching this video right now is proof that you're ready to stop making excuses and start getting things done. You might not realize it, but that decision has already been made for you. You've chosen to listen to this message. Now all that's left is to choose to believe it. So let's break down 3 different excuses that keep us from being successful so that you never make them again. Let's jump in. The first excuse that we have to clear up is this: I don't have time. Here's the thing, none of us do. Not really. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in every week. What we do with that time is completely up to us. And the truth is, most of us waste it. How much time do you spend scrolling through social media? How much time do you spend watching Netflix or YouTube videos? How much time do you spend gossiping with your friends about other people? All of that time could be used to work towards your goal, but you choose not to. Instead, you sit around and you complain saying, I don't have time. Well, guess what? That's just not true. You do have time. It's just that you've chosen to spend it on other things instead. Because the truth is, we always make time for the things that are important to us. If you want to do something bad enough, you will make time for it. You will sacrifice the unimportant things in order to focus on the things that matter. When you're truly committed to something, you don't think to yourself, oh, I don't have time. You say to yourself, how can I make time? Because you know that if you don't make time for it, then it won't happen. So don't ever use the excuse, I don't have time again. You do have time. It's just that you've chosen to spend it on other things instead. Now, the second excuse that we need to clear up is this: I'm not motivated. Now listen, we all have days where we're feeling unmotivated. Maybe you got a big project at work and you just don't feel inspired to do it. Or maybe you've been working hard on your business and you just need a break. Whatever the reason, there are times in every single person's life where they just don't feel motivated. But guess what? That's no excuse to not do what needs to be done. Think about the times in your life when you were faced with a tough decision. Maybe it was whether or not to stay in school or to drop out and get a job. Maybe it was whether or not to pursue a relationship or to move on to something new. Whatever the decision, you knew what the right thing to do was, but you just didn't feel like doing it. In moments like these, you can't rely on motivation to get you through. Instead, you have to rely on discipline. Discipline is what forces you to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is what helps you stay focused on your goals, even when you're feeling distracted. So don't ever use the excuse, I'm not motivated. Do it anyway. Motivation is great when you have it, but it's not something that you can rely on. Instead, focus on building your discipline. And the third excuse that we need to clear up is this: it's not my fault. Oh man, this one drives me crazy. We all have different circumstances. Some of us grew up with silver spoons while others had to fight for every single thing that they got. But no matter what our circumstances are, the only person that we can blame for our current situation is ourselves. Take, for example, 2 people who both grew up in abusive households. One of them comes out of that situation bitter and angry, blaming their parents for everything that they've become. The other one comes out of that situation determined to make a difference in the world, understanding that their past doesn't define them. Who do you think is more likely to be successful? The answer is obvious. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It's how you respond to them that matters. So never use the excuse, it's not my fault. Everything that you're experiencing right now is a direct result of the choices that you've made in your life. And yes, some of those choices were made before you even understood what you were doing. But now that you're awake, it's time to take responsibility for your actions. This isn't about being self-blame. It's about taking radical responsibility for your life. So many of us live in this fantasy world where we think that if we just get lucky, then all of our problems will disappear. We buy lottery tickets, we make wishes upon stars, we pray to God that our lives will change. But the truth is, none of that is going to happen. The only way to create real lasting change in your life is to take control of it. And that starts with refusing to make excuses. When you refuse to make excuses, when you stop blaming others and start taking responsibility, that's when you become unstoppable. You know, there's a quote that I love by Jim Rohn that says, "Excuses don't make it easier, but they do make it harder. Excuses don't solve anything, but they do create problems." Listen to that again. Excuses don't make it easier, but they do make it harder. Excuses don't solve anything, but they do create problems. That's the reality of the situation. Making excuses might feel good in the moment. It might make you feel like you're justified in your inaction, but ultimately it's going to lead to more pain and more suffering. One of the most important things that you can do for yourself is to commit to a life of radical self-responsibility. When you do this, you free yourself from the chains of excuses and you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. Possibilities of unlimited potential. When you refuse to make excuses, when you stop blaming others and start taking responsibility, that's when you become unstoppable. You have to remember that the only person standing between you and your dreams is you. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to live a life that you're excited about, then it's time to stop making excuses and start taking action. Here's the truth. Motivation doesn't build success. Discipline builds success. And here's the beautiful part. Discipline is a skill that can be developed. It's not something that you're born with. So don't ever use the excuse, "I'm not motivated." Do it anyway. Don't ever use the excuse, "I don't have time." Make it a priority. And don't ever use the excuse, "It's not my fault." Take radical responsibility for your life. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to create the reality that you desire. So don't ever make excuses again. Stop complaining and start taking action. The only person that you're hurting by making excuses is yourself. So stop doing it and start living the life of your dreams. And on that note, this video ends here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever we post new content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.